Hey Taurus, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is our daily reading for July 10th. Let's see what's going on with Taurus. The heart of your reading, we have the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So there's something that you're failing to see in your current environment that is actually something that you really used to wish for. It maybe to a past version of yourself represented your ideal emotional fulfillment. But you're looking at your life and you're not seeing the happiness that's there. The challenge being perspective. You're very close to the situation, and the Hermit in the challenge position says if you were able to step outside of your day-to-day life and maybe check in with past versions of you, have a little imaginary sit down with you from a year ago, you from 5 years ago. Or if you want to put a finer point on it, remember the last period of your life when you were really struggling and how you wanted your life to be different. What things did you want to change? And then either have a conversation with that past version of yourself about how your life is now, or put yourself in that position and look at your life now and then try to see it through that lens. Like, you know what? I actually got this accomplished. And even though there's a lot of struggles in my life right now, back then I didn't have even this or that or the other thing. There's an element of recognition of the things you're taking for granted, but there's also this, look how far I've come energy that's coming through. I think not only that perspective shift would be helpful, but also your longer term goals that you're headed toward now, where you see yourself headed. Look at it like, how much closer am I to that now than I was then? Play around with ideas like that, because there's a lot to be happy about right now in exactly where your life is, exactly where you're at right now. You feel maybe that there's a lot to do, you're busy, or things just have taken on a life of their own, because the Eight of Wands is showing up in your focus, and that tells me that the pace of life, the one thing leading to another thing leading to another thing, is the overwhelming sense that you have right now of your existence. Maybe when you were wishing for the things you have now, you didn't know to expect that side of it, or the practical struggles that came along with achieving that dream. Show me what led up to this in the recent past. Ten of Wands. You've accomplished a lot. You've done a lot of hard work. You've fulfilled a ton of obligations. You might not see it that way, but Spirit does. Spirit is reflecting back to you, or maybe reminding you, like, hey, remember this thing and that thing and the other thing? All these big projects that you've taken on in your life, or all these goals that you've accomplished, it took work, it took time, and discipline, and commitment, and devotion. You've been devoted and seen things through so many times, and it's not gone unnoticed in the spirit realm. Your spirit guide perspective, or your higher self perspective, is focusing on lessons learned. So what you've learned up until this point in your life is what's going to... Oh, there's another card that's turned. I'm just feeling it. Okay. What you've learned up until this point in your life is what's going to not inform, those are going to be the pivot points that you turn on now. I want to give a simple example. I'm trying to think of one. Let's say your last relationship was really difficult, and through the ending of that relationship and the reflection upon what went wrong, what attracted you to that person in the first place, maybe you recognized a pattern of behavior or a part of yourself that was seeking out that sort of connection. Like, why do I involve myself with these people who let me down? Or why am I attracted to people who are emotionally unavailable? Or why am I attracted to people who need me to take care of them all the time and they never pour back into me? Whatever this pattern in relationships looked like for you, we all have them. Let's say you've learned a lesson in relationships. Now, this reading isn't necessarily about relationships for you, but I'm just using this as an example to explain what I'm getting from this card for you. Spirit is saying, as you're looking back over the past, one thing that you can see through the lens of your higher self when they're looking at this situation, when that facet of you is looking at this situation, they're seeing how far you've come, how many lessons you've learned, but also how that's prepared you to interact with the energies and the situations that are materializing now and in the near future and in the years to come. You're not going to interact with it in a way that you would have if you still needed to learn those lessons. You'd be receiving the same results because you're approaching it with the same attitudes, the same emotional state, the same needs, the same unhealed wounds, the same, well, you know what I mean. So now that you've learned those lessons, there's an important pivot point that's taken place where what you're experiencing now and next, you're going to be applying that new version of you that has changed. You're not the same anymore because of the lessons that you've learned. Show me the near future. What comes up next for Taurus? Strength. I'm getting this display of the lessons that you've learned, and it comes with this like emotional maturity or being unprovocable, not as easily triggered, in a way that you're reclaiming your power and not allowing other people to so easily influence your state of mind, your emotional state. They can tempt you or bait you or insult you or manipulate you all they want. But because you're more savvy you're wiser. It's not going to affect you now like it did back then. So that energy just sort of brushes past you. You don't engage with it. You don't get entangled with it. It might be in your awareness for a little while, as it's like this, will you entangle with me? And you're like, no. And so it just kind of like passes right by. What's going to affect Taurus that you don't see coming? Oh, I failed to circle back to the other card that had turned around. Because I'm not sure exactly what position that came out for, I'll reference it mainly for when I noticed it when I was reading for the near future position. But if you feel like it's bringing forth a different message for you, please place it where you see fit. This Queen of Wands in reverse is still referencing the ways in which the old version of you felt less than, not good enough, because of those things that used to affect you that we just addressed. The insults, the triggers, the manipulation, the keeping you feeling low about yourself so that they felt better, and the more important one, the sexier one, the more popular one, right? So I think we're saying you have grown in that area. I think this is why that card was there. So your surprise energy, being the Page of Swords in reverse, is telling us that there's either some bad news that you're going to convey, or someone's going to give you a piece of information that they think you're not going to like. If that's the case, I actually am picking up that that's just their expectation. It'll be surprising news, like you might be kind of shocked by it, but I'm not getting disappointment or anger as a response to hearing this. If that's how it manifests for you, I think it's just someone's gonna approach you saying like, listen, I don't know if you want to hear this, but here's what's going on in that, here's what I heard so-and-so is doing, or blah blah blah, I think you should know. And you're gonna be like, oh, I've risen above that, I don't care, but thanks for letting me know, so I don't make a fool out of myself with those other people, or whatever the case may be. I think that's the most likely way that this energy will manifest, because that's the strongest sort of thread that I'm picking up on. Although it could also be you being the bearer of bad news to someone else, and it's surprising to them. You know that you're going to sort of like shake up someone's day at the very least. Another possibility is that you're expecting a message to come through and it doesn't, or you're going to find out that a message you thought you sent never went through. Let's see hopes and fears. What is Taurus hopeful for? What are they concerned about? Am I taking on too much? I need to stay busy, otherwise I'm not comfortable. But I always feel overburdened, like I'm doing too much and burning myself out. But if I don't, I feel guilty or ashamed. And I start convincing myself that everything's going to fall apart because I'm not working hard enough. Show me the end result. King of Cups in reverse. There's going to be a brief moment on your journey through some unknown territory, where with the moon in reverse there at the bottom of the deck is why I'm giving that context. The King of Cups in reverse is going to show up. And I get the sense that this isn't someone who is like a regular part of your life, most likely, although it could be that for you. What I'm picking up on the most strongly is, like, if your life was a TV show, they would only be in like 5 minutes of one episode. But this is someone who is wrong for you. This is someone who is, I even want to say cruel. The context in which you're going to frame them is as someone who you could love. So this is probably in a dating context, although it might be a family member and be like platonic love. Someone in your extended family that you don't have a lot of ongoing contact with. This might be like an absent father. Yeah. I'm just seeing if any other sort of examples of types of connections really felt strong enough to mention. But I think that's the most probable that I'm getting. So the biggest energy that I'm getting from their interaction with you is cruel, but the point of them showing up is like the closure of some chapter, or like the new version of you is going to come face to face with this energy that is either the same person you've connected with in the past that put you down or kept you low or wasn't there for you, used, abused you, any of the above. Or it's like the same energy in a different body. It's the universe bringing that energy back around for you one way or another so that you can meet the new version of yourself in that context. You don't have to wonder, well, how will I handle it if I start dating someone who's emotionally manipulative again? Or how will I handle it if I'm on a third date with someone who seems really like in love with me and charming, and I see one of the telltale signs that I've recently learned that they're actually a malignant narcissist? What would I actually do? You're going to give yourself a chance, or maybe the universe is going to give you a chance, depends on how you look at it, to know the answer to that question. And in so doing, you're going to see just how far you've come, how much you've grown, how strong you are, that you're not the Queen of Wands in reverse anymore. You're braver, more confident, more self-sufficient, sexier. You feel that way, right? You believe that about yourself. And I clarify that to say you were just as sexy back then. You just didn't feel that way because the other person wasn't giving you that attention that you deserved. So that's how you were back then. This is how you've grown. And this is the person that's going to be your mirror to recognize the growth. The experience might be like, yeesh, I really thought this person was different. I thought I would never pick another narcissist. Or emotionally distant person. Maybe you get ghosted. Maybe that King of Cups in reverse says, you know what, you've been great, but I'm just not ready to settle down. I think I need some space, but I'd love to stay friends and keep your number. And, you know, if you still want to hang out for the weekend, you can. Whatever the pattern is, they're going to try to continue it. Your reaction to the pattern is going to be different than how you reacted in the past. Yet, it's still going to be hurtful in the moment. You might feel like, gosh darn it, why did I date someone like that for 3 months? Or, you know what? You didn't let it go for a year. You didn't let it go for a decade. That's this. Spirit is celebrating the lessons that you've learned. But you're like, no, I want to be perfect at it. I don't even want to go on one date with someone who's bad for me. And Spirit's like, you're doing amazing. Past version of you would have been head over heels in love with them, groveling for them to take you back, saying, yes, okay, I'll wait forever. Whatever it is for you, right? You've shifted. You've grown. You don't take that sort of... you don't take less than you deserve anymore. And once you see it, you adjust your behavior. So take the hit, not not literally, the hit to your ego, feeling ashamed that you even went on a single date with someone. But remember to keep it in perspective, because that's the lesson. That's the thing that you need to, the hurdle that you need to overcome to really move through this energy. Spirit sees you as having learned big lessons and had made so much progress and released so many burdens that had previously been weighing you down. Don't lose sight of that. You'll be a lot better off. So, Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that helped. Have a good day, and I'll see you back tomorrow.